Hello my precious students, and welcome to New Obsidian Duel Academy. I am Lady Cerisa, and
there's too many balls!
Before we get into the talking about Mannadium with Bystials, allow me to introduce you to the Discord. We have an amazing community that stands of both competitive and for fun players, willing to help each other out. Tutor requests for our staff of teachers that are at the ready when you are ever in need of help. Not only that, but we also host tournament events where anyone is eligible to join. Links in the description below. Mannadium is a strong rogue contender and is usually paired with Scareclaw. However, I think pairing them with Bystials might actually be far better while taking up most of the deck with monsters. They act as both free extenders and are a very reliable hand trap usage against your opponent, especially in a mirror match against another Mannadium deck, specifically Mannadium Scareclaw. With Mannadium needing their main play starter, Mannadium Heart, this deck gets really hurt when getting hit by Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. It also doesn't help that their searcher, the field spell Peaceful Planet Calarium, is also their rejection to a nighttime with a gorgeous lady you met at the bar. Ugh. Since the other monsters are so reliant on a monster to have exactly 1500 attack and 2100 defense, because the field spell raises the attack values of light monsters faster than my high blood pressure when I see a fluffy donut. Thankfully, the field spell can search another card and the monsters work with as a Visas Starfrost. If need be, Elemental Hero Prisma paired with Vicious Astrolaud makes this really easy as well. Since you're running mini light monsters, Bystials will always have a target to special summon themselves as a free extender, and since Scareclaw is mostly Stark, Bystials can also banish mirror match common with Mannadium. Plus they allow easy access to Baronne de Fleur plays as well as many other levels 10 synchro options. Now, let's get into the deck profile. Alright, so there is a lot going on here. We are running 25 monsters, 12 spells, and only 3 traps with a full functional extra deck as well as a pretty standard side deck. First things we're going to go into is the fact that we're running 3 Lubellium. Lubellium is a great searcher card for the rest of the Bystial monsters, so you're always going to be running 3, and you're always going to have a way to bring him back as long as you have another Bystial monster on the field. Actually, I think it's more of you have a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster. My bad. Next, we have 2 copies of Bystial Druisworm. This card is pretty good. It does do some disruption when your opponent has a special summon monster on the field, and it is a quick effect, so making it nice usage in that. Where you can just banish your opponent's stuff when they have a monster on the field. That's what most Bystials do, as a heads up. We also have Bystial Magnum Hut. Yeah. This one is also another searcher, but you actually have to have a way to special summon it first before you can get the searcher out. We only run 2 of this because of the fact that it's reliant on another searcher, aka Lubellium, and it doesn't do much else other than act as a hand trap from your hand when banishing a light or dark monster when your opponent controls a monster. Finally, we have Bystial Baldrake. This one's a little bit more situational, reliant to Ritual Fusion and Synchro and Xyz monsters or Link monsters. And again, requires, same as everything, quick effect. Your opponent controls a monster, banish light or dark to summon it, And then you can also tribute one light or dark monster, then target a special summon card and banish it. So it acts a little bit as a disruption, but it's reliant on ritual, fusion, synchro, Xyz, and or link monsters. And then we have a playset of This Is Starfrost. We can bump this down to 2 if need be to add a little bit more versatility to the deck, or something else, or even a Scareclaw if you really need to run a Scareclaw monster. Not necessarily needed, but I run 3 because I kind of want to see it in my hand, but otherwise it can be bumped down to 2. We also have Elemental Hero Prisma, which allows us to get our This Is Starfrost into the graveyard so we can make it pretend as a This Is Starfrost for the rest of our deck. Next, we also play a playset of Mannadium Heart, which is the main play starter of the entire deck. You ash this or Veiler it, impermanent, what have you, and your deck is done. So be careful. In fact, running Bystials will actually allow us to still have plays. Next, we actually have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. As I was mentioning before, you can actually drop a Viscis to run 3 Ash Blossoms, but 2 seems to be alright. Ideally, again, you do want to run 3. So if you are going to copy this deck, then I would recommend removing a Viscis for an Ash Blossom. Next, we're running 2 copies of Assault Synchron. This card is pretty decent. It does lock you into Synchros, I believe. Yeah, it locks you into Synchros. And even though you take damage for its special summoning, it doesn't really matter because, you know, life points doesn't give a crap and you give anymore. And it's overall a decent monster overall. It has other effects such as tribute and banish, and basically protecting your Dragon Synchro monsters if you are summoning a bunch of Dragon Synchros. Otherwise, it's a really nice extender. Next, we have a playset of Mannadium Fearless. Mannadium Fearless is pretty good. I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. It's basically another special summon monster when you have a monster with 1500 attack and 2100 defense, or if it's a Starfrost, so it's an extender. And then if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, i.e. probably destroyed off of Viscis or any other card, you can special summon another copy of this card from your deck. Then Mannadium Meek, we have a playset of 3. We also get a nice effect. It does have the same summoning conditions as Fearless when being special summoned from the hand, but it also has a different effect where instead of special summoning just Meek itself, it also increases its level by 2. So that's it by the monsters. Again, that's 25 monsters. For the spells, we have a playset of A Hero Lives. This is ideal to get our Prisma out, and that's all it's really needed to, so it can be used as discard fodder if needed. We also have a copy of Reinforcement of the Army to get our Heart or our Prisma. 1 copy of Terraforming to get our field spell that also hurts us at the same time. Helps and hurts. Isn't that lovely? We play a playset of Tuning just so that we can get Assault Synchron for continuing plays, and it also sets us up with a possible Light and Dark setup for our Bystials. 1 copy of Called by the Grave because fuck you hand traps and allowing your opponent to make plays. And then we have a playset of the card that loves to help us but also hurt us at the same time, Peaceful Planet Calarium. This is our searcher, and it boosts our attack values. Yay! But hurts us because of the boosting of the attack values. Next, and finally for the main deck, we have a playset of Infinite Imperm, just so that we can hopefully slow down our opponent. For the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Vicious Arstrad. It is used for Prisma, as well as being able to summon itself without using polymerization. Unfortunately, you do have to banish the cards from field or graveyard, and it has a nice popping effect when it's summoned. Unfortunately, you cannot summon it on your opponent's turn, as far as I know, so that does give it a little bit of a flaw. But at least it's 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense, so it's a beater. 1 copy of Bystial Dispatter. This card allows us to do, allows us to shuffle our banished cards back and destroy cards on the field, and it acts as a quick effect. We have Chaos Angel. I've been finding that I really like Chaos Angel, especially in this deck when you can pull off a light and dark monster together for the fusion, and you can treat one light or dark monster you control as a tuner. It doesn't even have to be a tuner naturally. So when you have a light or and dark, you get 2 effects, and if you have either or, you get only one of the other, which allows us to have great protection for itself and for your fellow synchros, as for both being unaffected by monster effects and being able to be destroyed by battle. Mannadium Prime Heart is in here because, well, it was a level 10 synchro and I had no idea. Baronade de Fleur, obviously lovely contender. It is an Omni Negate, and we all love our Baronade de Fleur. Crystal Wing Synchro Booty Dragon. That would make more sense if you knew what I was talking about. Wow, making jokes before I even pull them out. But anyways, this card is a monster negate, a very good monster negate. However, it's not used often anymore, and I hate that about this. But paired with Baronade de Fleur, it is very strong. Then we have XL Synchro Stardust Dragon, who helps us get into Baronade de Fleur or any of our other level 10 synchros if need be. And then we have Tri-Edge Master, which is actually somewhat better than Stardust Charge Warrior because of it being a light to get into your monsters that require a light monster, i.e. Mannadium Prime Heart or Chaos Angel. And then we also just go ahead and still play Stardust Charge Warrior because we like to have the extra draw power. Now for the links, we have Underworld Goddess of the Closed World because we like to screw over our opponents. Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, which actually surprisingly can pop out. And then we have IP Masquerada for, blowing out our opponent's minds because, oh hey, you want to negate and stop us from using IP? Well, we're going to use it in chain response. Cross Sheep is let's go ahead and keep special summoning monsters over and over and over again. Oh, and we get a power bonus too if we want to do so. Like, boom. Unfortunately, the special summon is actually once per turn, so that joke's not really that great. Oh well. And then we have Scareclaw Heart, which oops. Another thing about we were talking about changing cards and bumping Visit Starfrost, you can actually throw in the field spell Primitive Planet Rechophobia so that you can get some value out of it. But like, this card is something that can just come out too, so oops. For the side deck, it's pretty standard on how I do things. So what we have is 2 Nibiru because Field Swarm is still a thing. We have a 3rd Ash Blossom, so if we need to swap things out, we can. A playset of Droll and Lockbird because, it's a topsy-turvy for me between whether having to main it or main Ash. But like, this is still a good hand trap overall. Then, because back row heavy decks exist, we have a copy of Harpy Feather Duster. Then we have Dark Ruler No More for those fully established boards. 2 Cosmic Cyclones for the same reason we have Harpy's Feather Duster, because dusting spell and trap card zones is apparently my life now. And then finally, I play a set of evenly matched because Cashier actually does not like evenly matched, I hear, but I haven't fully got a chance to test that out yet, and I've been waiting to. And with the new ban list, it seems like it's a little bit harder, but Cashier is still on the meta listing, so it's only a matter of time before I get to test that out. Anyways, that's it for the deck profile. Let's go ahead and see what this deck can do in standard test hands. Now, what we have here is a place, some plays. We don't have our main play starter, but we can work around that because we do have our Viscous Starfrost, and we would have to use our dedicated normal summon, which actually works out rather well right here. So, well, actually, no, we don't even have to use our dedicated normal summon because we actually have a Hero Lives. So we'll activate a Hero Lives, get our Prisma, be careful and hope to God they don't imperm. We'll just pretend they don't. And then we'll make it a Vicious Starfrost. Vicious Starfrost goes in the graveyard. Ignore the imperm because screw that. And then we special summon our Meek. Nope. And then we can go into a level 6 Synchro, but we're going to go ahead and activate Vicious Starfrost in our hand to then go ahead and get Meek. Meek's effect, special summon, increase level by 2 because why not? And then we can go into either a level 10 or a level 8 Synchro. Unfortunately, we won't be able to go into our fusion here because we still need a monster with 1500 attack and 2100 defense. What we could also do is play tuning. In fact, we'll go ahead and do that. We get Excel Synchron. And then we can also just play around with other stuff, try to get an extra draw. So we'll activate Assault Synchron, and notice how we haven't really done our normal summon yet. There's a lot going on here and I'm not slowing down, so there's probably stuff I'm missing here, so please bear with me. Now we can go into Tri-Edge Master. Tri-Edge Master effect allows us to draw another card, and that's another Vicious Starfrost. So we kind of like bombed out because I know we had a Libellium right there, and I was really hoping to draw a Bystial. So goes to show this deck is not without the inability to just turn around and say, hey, by the way, you wanted to do more plays? Well, no, we're gonna sit there and say no. So that does happen sometime, and we'll have an imperm set, but it's not the world's greatest in board. So let's go ahead and restart again. And this one's starting off a little bit better. So we can start off with activating a Hero Lives. Get Prisma. Prisma is really nice. This also can bait out with this kind of hand, an Ash or an Imperm. Vicious Starfrost. Get the play off. Now this thing is, if you're going up against another Bystial version, you're going to be in trouble. Reinforcement of the army. Add Reum Heart. Normal summon Reum Heart. Activate Reum Heart's effect. We're gonna add Fearless. Now, because we also can control a 1500 attack and 2100 defense monster, we can special summon our Fearless, which allows us to do more stuff right now, aka let's go and Tri-Edge. Activate Tri-Edge effect, draw a card. Now we have a Vicious Starfrost, and then we can also activate this card, Assault Synchron, special summon. Now we can go into Chaos Angel here, which is actually somewhat ideal because it provides some protection here. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and go into Chaos Angel. With Chaos Angel in the field, we are not going to use the effect to banish because we have nothing. So now we have some of defense against monster effects. We're not spell and trap cards, unfortunately, but we have some protection. And then what we can do here is special summon Vicious. And then no, we will not use your effect because if you destroy stuff, then we're going to be in trouble. Now we're going to activate Assault Synchron. And then go into Baronade de Fleur. And then set one card. So that's 2 level 10. We have some protection, and we also have Baronade de Fleur, which is an Omnigate. On top of that, we got lucky with Infinite Imperm, and then we have a hand trap, Bystial Baldrake, which we can also still summon because look at all that. We'll just use Libellium. So whenever your opponent's dealing with stuff with extra deck monsters, you have a way to deal with it. All right, last hand test right here. We are in a weird spot here because we don't want to activate the field spell, but we also don't want to use our normal summon. So we're in a, like I said, we're in a weird spot. So we're gonna go activate Libellium. We'll get Magnum Hut. Then we will activate Magnum Hut's effect. Banish the Libellium, special summon. On the end phase, we'll get to have a hand trap card. And then we'll activate Tuning. Tuning will let us search out our Assault Synchron, and we discard a Hero Lives. Now we can actually activate Vicious Starfrost because we already used Bystial's effect. Special summon Meek. Special summon Assault Synchron. Activate effect. And now we add a Reum Heart. Now we wait, I have an effect that I can activate from my hand. Oh, I can still special summon this card. I didn't realize I could do that. I learned something. So we'll just target the Meek and then activate effects. So we'll just start chaining stuff. Activate, chain 1, chain 2, and then if this card is activate. So we get our Meek back. And then we special summon a Meek. And for the shits and giggles, we increase its level by 2. This also allows us to do some more special summoning. More special summoning. Alright, and then we can go ahead and go into Tri-Edge because we like to summon monsters. Tri-Edge effect, draw a card. We have a normal summon we can use. And then we also have a way to special summon. So first we're going to go ahead and go into Baronade de Fleur. Normal summon Reum Heart. Special summon Fearless. Go into Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior's effect, draw a card. And then ooh, let's see, let's take a look here. So this one, I'll shuffle it back in our deck. So Bam. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And then we have a 2600 beat stick, which... we have a Monitor Negate, and we have an Omni Negate. Now this is a very easily breakable board. I did not play this to the best ability, so I do apologize. But, this is what we get. Anyways, I do hope that there is a lot you can take from this video, as well as come up with more things other than Mannadium Scareclaw, if you're looking for a freshened outlook with Mannadiums. I hope this helps on your next deck build. Class dismissed.